Hello and welcome to my stash. Today I will be going through my stash, which is stored here and in this cabinet, to look at some of the unassigned skeins, sweater quantities of yarn that I have and see if we can figure out what to do with them based on the patterns that I already own as well. So let's just get into it. I'm excited. I hope you are as well. Hi. Okay. So before we start off, I am using a new microphone. The sound quality is a lot better to me. I'm trying to be very careful that I don't get any friction on it. So hopefully the audio is a lot better today. Please let me know down below. And thank you for bearing with me as I continue to try to improve the quality of this channel. So, all right, let's just get into it. So I was thinking today, this is most of my stash. I do have single skeins stored in another area, which you'll see soon, but this is the majority of my stash, these three cloth or rope baskets. And I have a lot of unassigned yarn right now, and as I mentioned in my last video, I am doing a about 6-month yarn ban. So I'm trying to keep myself excited about what I have, use up what I have as well. And so I thought today it would be really fun to go through a lot of what I have, see if I can kind of assign patterns to the yarn I have, and potentially as well see, when this yarn ban is over, have identified a lot of gaps in my yarn pantry stash that I would like to fill. And I'm sorry the camera's wobbling. My cats have decided to get in a fight right at the base of the tripod. Oh my gosh. Okay. But let's start off. I was thinking today we could go first look at some of my sweater quantities, which are mostly stored in here. And most of my sweater quantities are assigned, but let's revisit the plans I have, as well as think of if there are any other potential options for some of this yarn. So, okay, first of all, I have a sweater quantities worth of this Weir Knitters Happy Chain yarn. So it's a chainette style yarn. It's 100% wool, but you can see the strands are like, it's basically an I-cord itself. So it's very, very stretchy and bouncy. My cat is laying on the tripod and scratching himself. Okay, he's off of it. But yeah, very stretchy, very bouncy. So, and it's an Aran weight. So I was originally thinking this would be a good thing to do a brioche sweater with. Specifically, I was looking at the November jacket by Petite Knit. I do own that pattern already. I'll have a picture up on the screen. So potentially today, maybe we'll swatch for it, because I also do own another Aran weight pattern, which is the Chunky Rib sweater by Knitting for Olive. So I own both of those, and both of them could work in this weight. The Chunky Rib sweater is a higher neck and is just overall larger. I don't know if larger, but like covers more of your body. And I may not want that in an Aran weight. That may have been a flop on my part to buy that pattern, because that's going to be very warm, versus, the jacket / cardigan you can take on and off as you heat up. So I think I want to swatch for both of those with this yarn. We'll see if I get to that today, or that's just a follow-up later. But yeah, that's the first thing. And how many balls of this do I have? I like to store all of my sweater quantities in little bags like this, just to make sure I don't lose any of the yarn. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have 11 balls of that. And at, oh my gosh, 120 yards or 110 meters per, let's say 11, it's more than 1100, probably around 1200 meters of yarn of this. So I can definitely get the Brioche November jacket out of it. Maybe I should do the Brioche November jacket because Brioche takes more yarn than Rib, and I have a lot of this yarn, and so the more of it I can use, the better. First theft of the day. So this is going to be a Kepler theft heavy video most likely because he is obsessed with yarn. That is my cat, if you don't know. So yeah, I think the November jacket with this, and yeah, we'll see though. I need to swatch for both. I think that it's a smart idea to just swatch for both to make sure that I am headed in the right direction with that. But that is my first sweater quantity. I kind of have a plan for it already. We'll see if I change it up. I have been known to do that, but I think that that's a pretty set plan. Okay, what are... See, you can see this is what happens when Kepler gets my yarn. Is I end up with balls like this that I need to rewind before I can start this project. This I already know. This is 3 balls of the Knitting for Olive Merino in the color Wild Berry. Also got cat. I am planning on making the twist loop top by Other Loops out of this. So I just have it in this nice bag to keep it together. I'll have a photo up of all the projects I talk about, or the patterns I talk about. I'm pretty set on that plan. I mean, 3 balls is enough for any kind of tank top, but I think that I want it to be kind of a nicer layering tank top since it would be out of merino wool, not really a summer fiber. So I think that making the twist loop top, which I can wear under a cardigan to style to work, and the fact that it's high neck is going to be the best thing. I could potentially do something like camisole number 9 if I wanted a simpler piece, but I think that, like, I don't know, I think that the cables would be quite a moment with styled with a nice cardigan. So I'm pretty set on that. So we're just gonna have this yarn hang out here until the spring or summer when I'm ready to work at such a small gauge again. Okay. My gosh, some of these bags do not want to open. Oh yeah, this is my sweater quantities of the Pearl Soho Good Wool in, it's one of their undyed colorways. It's Wintergrass. It's beautiful. It's got some really nice dimensions. So this is a sport weight Highland wool. Made in Peru, so Peruvian Highland wool. It's really nice. I already have a plan for this as well. I need to get started on my plan for this. I am doing a test knit for It's So Rachel. Her other Instagram that she releases designs under is Stitching Simply. She's wonderful. She watches this channel and reached out to me a few months ago to say hi. And yeah, she's a pattern designer as well. And so I'm testing the Oakley sweater for her, which is a really nice raglan sweater. It's pretty simple design, but the raglans have like a nice cable. So I'm really excited to start working on that. The deadline's late February, so I still have some time, but I need to start on it. So I should actually probably wind this up today just to make myself more motivated to start. Oh my God. There is quite the fight of cats going on. I wish I could show. But okay, yeah. Let's find something that is not assigned. This is a project that I abandoned and I need to finish. So this is a scarf. Ooh. That is fully off the needles. Oh gosh. Okay, so this had come off the thing I'm storing it on, so we'll see. I don't think I picked these stitches up fully correctly, so that just adds more work when I decide to pick this back up. But this is a scarf I started in July for my mom. It's just a simple skinny lace scarf. It's using the pattern from the Low-Key bandana by Low-Key Bold Knit. It's a free pattern, and I really liked the stitch pattern. It looks like rattan with these nice holes. So she had a bunch of this We Are Knitters The Bamboo in her stash in this gray colorway, and asked me to make it into a scarf for her. Just a nice kind of lightweight summer scarf. She has something similar that I think my great grandma made. So I figured I could make something. It has like a garter border, and this should be about like 5 feet in total. And so I just kind of got frustrated with it. I was trying to figure out a way to make the edges look a little bit nicer than they do, and I just could not. This edge is like a lot looser than the other, just inherent in the pattern. So I abandoned it in the middle of the summer and need to pick it back up. I've also been looking for these scissors everywhere, so I'm glad to find them, and I actually think I'm just gonna put them back in my along with my other stuff for now. I also have tape measure, which, yeah, this is the one that's super broken. I had to tape it back together, and then some stitch markers, so those can actually go back in my normal storage, and we will continue to store this here for now and see if I need to pick it back up. I told her I'd make this for her, so I will do it eventually, but we'll see. All right, and then this is all of the yarn I'm planning on using for my stripe pipe sweater, which I have to wait a long time for. So right now I have 3 colors. I need 5 contrast colors total, I believe, and then I need a main color. So the stripe pipe is made to, it's a DK weight, no fluffy yarn, just the DK weight yarn. I'm using fingering weight held double, striped sweater. The really fun thing about it is it's not just one contrast color. I mean, you could make it one contrast color, but in the pattern, Veronica Lindbergh has like, I think it's written for 5 different contrast colors. So I've just slowly been collecting contrast colors to go in my stripe pipe and storing them all together here. So I don't know, maybe once I finish the twist loop top, I might have enough of this pink color to go in, but I don't know about that combo. So I'm just kind of grabbing extra colors from my other projects as they become available, or when I'm at a nice yarn store and I see a color I like, I can just get one ball to put in the sweater. So slowly collecting those, and hopefully like this could be my last sweater of kind of the probably this will be my like first fall sweater. So it's still a while away, but slowly collecting that. And then this, I know, is a sweater's quantity worth of yarn that I had a really solid plan for, but I've kind of changed my mind multiple times since then. So what I have here is, I think 11 balls of Knit Picks palette, which is a fingering weight Peruvian Highland wool. This is in the color almond, so there's that. And then I have 3 balls, 3 skeins of this Zakami yarn, Surrey, in the color the Akashink Records. So this is such beautiful Surrey. I specifically bought this Knitting for All, or this Knit Picks palette to pair with it because I really want the Surrey to shine. And originally I bought this to make a hewn sweater by AGO Knit. Here's a picture. But the more I looked at it, the more I really like the kind of the details where it's the reverse stockinette with the nice slip stitch details. But I think that the pattern doesn't have a lot of shaping to it. So I'd rather do something where the construction is a little bit more polished. The hewn sweater is just really a big oversized sweater, which is nice, but maybe not what I ultimately want. So then I was thinking of doing the cardamom sweater, which is by Twin Knits. Here's a picture. I still might do this. It is a beautiful sweater. Yeah, it really is so beautiful, and I think the nice subtle texture of the broken rib will let this Surrey really shine, but not just be a plain stockinette sweater. So I still might do that. But then I also was thinking of Laura Penrose from her YouTube channel is Laura Penrose. So yeah, Laura Penrose of YouTube and Instagram. She has made this sweater that I keep calling kind of this lattice sweater, where it's got this beautiful front detailing, picture up, that, you know, is still yet to be released. I think she made it in October, and I was thinking like, oh, maybe I should save this yarn in case she does a test knit call, and I would love to test knit for Laura Penrose, and I think that this design would also really shine in, or that this yarn color would really shine in that sweater, so maybe I should hold off on making anything until that's released or until that's in testing. So I've been holding onto it since then because I was going to make this in October. But then I also recently have been thinking about how I need more cardigans in my wardrobe, and so maybe I would want to do the Pearl Jacket, which is a broken rib cardigan, or the Cardamom Cardigan, which is the cardigan version of the Cardamom sweater, so also in broken rib. Or there's one other, I think it's the Fennel jacket by Florence Miller, handmade by Florence, which is yet to be released. So basically, I'm not quite sure what to do with this. My main options are cardamom sweater, which is a pullover, make some sort of broken rib cardigan, or wait until Laura Penrose or another designer, I don't want to put pressure on anyone, but wait until I can use this in a test knit. It is useful to just have a sweater's quantity of yarn for a test knit, or wait specifically for that kind of lattice diamond, I think she calls it the Appledore sweater, to be in test or be out to make. So I'm not really sure. I would love opinions down below of what you think this should become. I might swatch in the near future in the broken rib just to see what I think of broken rib stitch in this color combo, and then that'll help me make a more informed opinion. But yeah, I have a lot to think about on that one. Most of my yarn, especially when it's in the higher quantities, I try really hard to have like a definite plan for. And there's Cat in the yarn area. But that one, I had a really definite plan. I did the pre-order for the Akashink record yarn, and I've changed my mind a lot. I still really love the yarn and I really want to work it up. But I'm just being indecisive. So I have to get working on that soon. I'm actually going to store this back in here. Okay, let's see what's in this bin. I have leftovers from the sweater I'm currently wearing. So this is Poppy and Spruce Fibers in the color Fuzzy Blanket in a Surrey base. I'm not sure what to do with my leftovers. I have a fair amount left. I forget off the top of my head, but I think that both of these skeins have over half left. So I have at least like 40 grams. So I'm not quite sure what to do with 40 grams of Surrey. Maybe just wait until there is another yarn I bring into my life that'll pair well to make a sweater, because I think 40, maybe I could get away with a sweater out of 40 grams of the Surrey if I pair it with like a fingering or DK weight. I also have right now 3 balls, but I think I have more of this. This is the Drops brushed alpaca silk in the color Powder Pink. I have 3 balls here. I think that I have another 1 full ball in a current project because I did use it for the neck edging of my Friday slipover. And then I have another ball that I used for my Iris hat and World Simplest Mittens. So I still at least have 3 balls of this left. I think that I kind of just want to keep this color, which is honestly this is a neutral color for me. I wear a lot of pink. So I think that keeping just a little bit of a neutral-esque fluffy yarn in my stash is not a bad idea, just to be able to chuck it in a project if I need to increase the gauge or, just to nicely pair with things. So gonna keep these as is for now. If you have any ideas, I originally had thought of doing before I used it in a bunch of projects, I had enough to make I think it's pronounced Zosia. Zosia wrap cardigan by Rose, which is beautiful. But I have broken kind of my sweaters quantity up into different projects. So now I think it just needs to be kind of a, filler, add it to things as needed, quantity of yarn. So that is what it is. I also have 3 skeins of, I think these are not full skeins, I forget the exact amount I have, but about 3 skeins of the Fiber Spates Cumulus in the color Fig. I used this in my Mauricia cardigan, also by Rose. And yeah, I need to figure out a project for this because this is a pretty bright pink. So it doesn't exactly, I can't exactly just chuck it in with anything. So if you have any ideas for what to use this in, it's so soft. Maybe I could buy some more of this and make the Zosia wrap cardigan, or another kind of fluffy project, although I kind of want to put a hold on making more just single or double strand fluffy yarn projects. I made this a few weeks ago and I do love it. It's super wearable. But that was my second fully Surrey or fully, lace weight held double project. And I've probably filled that wardrobe gap. It is see-through, so it's not the most practical to wear everywhere. And if I get hot in this, it is a fluffy yarn. And so when I am warm and sweaty, it does get just the tiniest bit itchy. So probably not the best idea to continue to make lace weight held double projects. But if you have any ideas for, what this should go in, let me know down below. It's probably about 75 grams, maybe like 60. I think I got into one of these skeins, but it's probably 65, 75 grams of yarn. So could pair it with something else or maybe work it alone, but I probably want to pair it with something else. So yeah, let me know. Okay, a lot of this is just leftovers, so I think that we should move on to my other pile of stuff. Let's see, because I have 2 more bins of stuff. Oh, this is another fun thing. I have been collecting 20-gram skeins and leftovers from different projects to eventually turn into a triangulum blanket that I don't remember who it's by, but I'll have a picture up on the screen, and any pattern I mention will be linked down below. And so, yeah, I've just collected a bunch of mini skeins from different things. At the beginning of 2023, I bought a mystery bundle of yarn. So all of, at least these two are from that. And then I also got a Advent type thing from the Scranton Stitcher. This was a Summer at the Shack Advent. So it was a countdown to the end of summer. So I opened it the last week of August. And it's inspired by the TV show Gravity Falls, if you've ever seen it. It's very cute. And I've been thinking for a while what to do with all the mini skeins. And I think that turning them into a blanket will be the best thing. I only have, I think, 15 of them. So I, of course, need to pair them with others. So I've just been collecting other mystery. I got these in a mystery bundle from the Yarn Addict, who is now Little Fiber Co. I got this from Sample Knitting for Explore Knits. And this was the leftover from one of the things I use. It's their DK weight base and in the color grapefruit. It is so pretty. So yeah, I have lots of little scraps. This is La Sagrada Familia is the colorway from Humade in a skinny single space. So yeah, lots and lots of fun little scraps and minis that I've been collecting to eventually turn into that blanket. I've been holding off because I don't want it to be super, super scrappy where it's just like random colors everywhere. I would like to have kind of some sort of fade or ombre of like like colors paired together and slowly have them go apart. So I want to make sure I have all the yarn I will use before I start that project. So I've just been kind of waiting to make some more socks this year so that I have some more scraps from that, and then we can get started. So I've just been collecting it for now, but yeah, that is an exciting thing. Oh my gosh, Kepler, he loves attacking the baskets. So not only does he go for the yarn in the baskets, but he goes for the baskets themselves, which makes it very difficult to do anything with him. Okay. And my last kind of bucket of yarn is super random. There's some more minis in here that I'm not sure if they should go in that blanket just because they are pretty tonal. This one's speckled, but pretty much they could all be used as contrast colors for toes or cuffs or heels in socks, so I kind of want to leave them as is. Same with these, where these are sock yarns where I have a fair amount left of each. I have 3 balls of Drops Wish in this minty color. I also have 3 balls of this not Drops. This is Noro yarn. It's their silk carton base, and it's the color 12. And the dye lot is lot A. So this might be the first lot, or yeah, at least in this colorway, this might be the first kind of dye lot of it, which is cool. My boyfriend's mom gifted this to me. She just had it in her house. So there's 3 of those. I also have, I think it's 3 of this cotton chenille yarn in the color charcoal. It's pretty soft. It doesn't tell you a weight. There's 98 yards per 50 grams, but it is cotton, so it's probably heavier. So I'm not sure what the weight is or what to do with this yet. But I have about 300 yards. So I don't know if you have any suggestions for a 300 yard pattern. I would say maybe it could probably be worked up as DK, but probably more comfortable to be held as a worsted or Aran. Yeah, I'd say worsted, just looking at the strand. So yeah, if you have any ideas for what to do with this yarn, I would greatly appreciate that. Yeah, okay. Those are all of my larger quantities of yarn or kind of leftover yarn. I also have all of my skeins of yarn, which are nicely skeined up, which I can show you now, and we can think through any potential uses. Some of these already have plans, but a lot of them do not. So yeah, let's move over there. All right, hi, this is the rest of my yarn. These are all of my still skeined up, mostly sock yarn, but there is some Surrey in here as well. So a lot of this does have associated plans because I've been trying to plan ahead for my sock yarn, but a lot of it still doesn't. I definitely am guilty of buying a single skein of yarn when I go to a new yarn store just because I want to have a souvenir. So I've ended up with a lot of single skeins just from being excited and buying one skein while at a store. So let me pull out a few of these just to highlight. This is one of those skeins of yarn that has been in my stash for like 9 months at least. It's from the Yarn Addict, who is now Little Fiber Co. It's the color Luminous Stems, and it's the fluffy fingering base, so it's an 80/20 2-ply sock yarn, and it's so pretty. It's too pretty for me to work up. It's kind of one of those where I'm like, I need the perfect project for this, so it's been setting for a long time. I am really, really hoping that this year I work it up. I do have a plan associated with this. I forget which pair of socks it is. I have a kind of make 12 or 12 and 12 plan where I want to make a pair of socks every month. And this is one of the socks. I believe that I have it assigned to a simple lace pattern, which I think will really kind of let this shine. It'll be a special pair of socks, but it won't be, the lace is not going to be overcomplicated so that the variegation plus lace looks bad or is too much. So I'm excited to work this up soon. I think maybe in April. I forget which month I assigned it to, but yeah, this is so pretty. I also, let's see, this is another make one of my 12 and 12 plans. This is super cute. I got this not too long ago when I was in California for Christmas. It's the color Mermaid Parade by the Wandering Flock on their baby Paca base, which is so soft. Let's see, let's find one that I do not have a plan for. Those all have plans. This is a dangerous game. My cat is sitting right below me and could swoop in at any minute to get this yarn I'm putting on the floor. Okay, this one does not have a plan yet. This was gifted to me by Adina. She was my sock swap partner, which is organized by La Mercerie, the yarn store, every year. And so we were partnered up, and she actually gifted me 2 skeins. I've showed these before, so this has a plan. I'll probably work this up in February in a nice pair of socks. But this guy in this nice blue, I just feel like it needs to be in color work with like snowflakes or stars, or like it needs to be the sky in a pair of socks or a hat or something. So it's a fingering weight base, and of course it was bought with the intention of becoming socks for the sock swap, but I do actually own a hat pattern that has snowflakes on it. It's by Justina Lorkowska, which is really beautiful. It was released in November or December. I'll have a picture up. So this could honestly be really great for that. But I also have seen some kind of winter sky socks that could look great in this, and then I would just need a white contrast color. So playing around with this. Let me know what you think. It is a fingering weight with nylon, so let me know if you think this should become some snowflake socks, or if this should become a snowflake hat, or another idea that this is drawing, like you're feeling drawn to about this. Let me know if you have any ideas or opinions one way or the other, but probably won't work that up until later in the year. Just, you know, I'm already ready for spring. So yeah. Another beautiful sock set. I have a plan for this. This is going to be the Ember socks, which is, it's a set of patterns by Summer Lee. So I'll have a picture up of which one I'm planning in this. And yeah, I think that's going to be beautiful. And I think I'll do that probably in the summer. This is actually a skein that I would like to get out of my stash. This is Hedgehog Fibers. They're just sock yarn base. So it's a 90% merino, 10% nylon. It's a potluck color, so it doesn't have a name. And I talked about this on my channel a little while ago. I'm not crazy about the colors. There's a lot of black in here, and it's pretty saturated colors, which just not really my thing. I think that this could be beautiful, and this sock yarn base is wonderful. So I hope that someone will find use for it, but it's not me. I've just been storing it for now. But if anyone is interested in buying this sock yarn from me, let me know. I think I paid, it was a bundle of 3 yarns that I paid, like, I want to say I paid about $80 or $80 to $90 for, and I'd sell this one for like, I think $25 is a fair. I think normally one of these skeins is about $33, so I'd sell it for $25. So if you're interested, let me know. You can put it in the comments, message me on Instagram, whatever, because I would really like to give this a good home. Let's see, what else is in here? Oh, this is a fun skein that I got for Christmas. So my mom gifted me both the fingering weight version, which is sparkly, and this DK weight version of the same yarn. It is the colorway Clara by Bad Sheep Yarn, so it is inspired by the Nutcracker. She also actually gave me this skein, which is called Sugar Plum Fairies. So I have these 3 Nutcracker yarns. This one I also kind of don't know what I'm going to do with yet, but I think that I will kind of let my thoughts develop on it as we get closer to Nutcracker season next year. So this will probably be worked up in November, and I will think about it until then. I also have already picked out a sock pattern for this. Also probably going to make it up later in the year as well, but it is beautiful. But this DK weight yarn, I'm not totally sure what I want to do with yet. It's beautiful. It's got these nice speckles. I thought about maybe doing a Sophie scarf with it or some other version of little scarf. I could make a hat with it. I could make mitts with it. There's a lot I could do with it. It's also a merino or superwash merino nylon blend, so I could make DK weight socks with this. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do with it yet. It's kind of endless possibilities. If you have any favorite patterns to work up with a single skein of DK weight yarn, please let me know. I'd also love to hear opinions about DK weight socks. I've never made a pair myself. I think that they might be a little bit heavy for me, but I am interested in trying them. I hear a lot of people talk about wearing them more as slippers, so yeah, I'd love some more opinions on this yarn down below and what I should do with it, because it is beautiful and I would love to work it up in the best way possible to let it shine and to use it the most. So let me know on that. Let's see, let me find. Oh yeah, this. I don't know what to do with this one either right now. This is from the Scranton Stitcher as well. It was the final day of the Summer at the Shack Advent. So it's a 100-gram skein on their original sock base. So it's a 75% merino, superwash merino, 25% nylon base. The color is the Shack, which is where Dipper and Mabel and Grunkle Stan and yeah, everyone lives at the Shack in the show Gravity Falls. And so it's, kind of this old wooden A-frame house a little bit further into the Pacific Northwest forest. So it's got some reds and a little bit of green like down here and just a lot of browns, kind of inspired by all those wood tones. So I want to work this up as well this year. I'm not sure in what yet. It's very variegated. The more you look at it, the more dimension there is. So I probably will make a pair of socks with this, but I'm not sure what pattern. It's very different than my normal color palette, which is typically a lot more pastels and like more true neutrals, whereas this has a lot of, bright red or this like kind of deep green. So yeah, I want to use this for sure, but I'm not sure how yet. So yeah, that's gonna stay a question for now. Probably a pair of socks. And then this I also don't know what to do with. Maybe accessories with this. It is from Juniper Moon Farm in their Harriet Fine base, and it's this color Bahia Beach. Really beautiful, so soft. I did actually go to a new yarn store yesterday and they carry that yarn, so I could get more near me if I wanted to make something bigger with it. It's so soft. I think that this is very much like a next to skin soft yarn. I've considered doing a balaclava soon. I would really actually like to have a hood or balaclava, and this could be nice for that. But the balaclava pattern that I own, it's called the Nomad Hood by Paula Strict. It is for a DK weight yarn, so I'd have to pair this with something. It's only fingering. I guess I could get another skein to hold it double. But yeah, not quite sure what to do with it. I'm also not sure of how I feel about this color next to my head. I do have blue eyes, so bluish eyes, so it does kind of bring out some eyes. but it's just kind of also outside of my normal color range. Um, it's just like, I think I prefer slightly off colors where they're not like it's an off red, it's not a straight red, things like that. And this is like a pretty solid blue. So, you know, that makes me feel weird, but maybe if I paired it with, okay, I just got this back out because I'm thinking maybe these could go together in a balaclava. I'd have to swatch that up, but let me, if there is anyone more experienced with pairing the like two colors together where one, they are pretty different, but maybe that could be interesting. I think I just have to swatch. But if you have any opinions about that, let me know down below because I would be interested to hear what other people think. But yeah, maybe I could do that. Or I don't know. I do really want to work this up. I got it in September when I was visiting my grandma. So it's been in my stash for a little while, and it's so soft, but I think that I kind of chose a weird color for me. It's kind of throwing me off. So maybe I need to pair it with something else, and that might be the best solution. Or I just need to get over the fact that it's a slightly different color than what I normally use. So yeah. I think that is the majority of kind of what I wanted to go over today. As you can see, I have a lot of yarn that I need to think through how to use, and hopefully you will see some of these plans worked up at this end of this video. I think that the things that I've kind of established are, I would really like to work up a balaclava, and I have to figure out what to do, how to do that from my stash. I also should say this is a DK weight yarn, but it's not enough to make the balaclava, so that is why I did not mention it for the balaclava. So yeah, I want to make a balaclava. I want to make a ton of socks this year. I need to kind of decide on some patterns for some of those socks. And then, yeah, I need to decide on if I'm going to make a November jacket or a chunky ribbed sweater, and what I want to do with that sweater quantity with the beautiful Surrey, if I want to make it into a broken ribbed cardigan or the cardamom sweater, which is also broken ribbed, or keep it around a little while longer, maybe make it into a pattern by Laura Penrose when that comes out. So basically lots and lots to think about today. I feel slightly overwhelmed after looking through everything I own. This has been really good. Really good to remember that I do not need to buy any yarn right now. I was very tempted by the Explorer Knits pre-order this week. The pre-order doesn't open until the 28th, but I was very tempted by two of the colorways, but I think I need to resist. I should also mention I do have a sweater quantity of Explorer Knits coming my way. I did a sample knit for them back in November, and as payment, I made a sweater, so they are giving me a sweater quantity of yarn. So I will have another thing to think about then, but I'm either thinking the Edgar slipover, or not slipover, the Edgar sweater for that, or the olive cardigan. I have to think about those both. And the color I got, I should mention, is Docile by Explorer Knits, and I got 3 skeins of it in their non-superwash merino base. I think it's the earthy fingering, and then I got 3 skeins of the Surrey in the same colorway. So here is a photo of that color as well. And then yeah, I have to figure out if I want to turn it into a cardigan or a sweater. So yeah, lots to think about in the coming few months, but also lots to knit, which is exciting. So thank you for kind of going through a lot of my yarn with me. I think that it's always fun to see what other people are drawn to color-wise and pattern-wise and fiber-wise. So I hope you enjoyed that today. And yeah, I'm excited to see you again next week. And maybe you all will give me some good suggestions down below, and I'll have to fully change my plan going forward. But yeah, let me know about everything. And I hope you're having a great day and a great week. And I will see you next week. Bye.